Take it easy on yourself. Just write down
And then
Reese's.
look like
We've gathered all of the mobs in Minecraft to see which
Right.
one of them is the strongest. And if you think it's the Warden, stay tuned. You might be surprised. But first, we got
Yeah.
a problem here. YouTube told me that no one has ever subscribed with their eyes closed. So, if you're up to the task, take a shot in the dark and then
Yeah.
subscribe below. It's free and it helps out a ton. Now, let's start with the mobs that deal the least amount of damage and work our way up. And in that case, I guess we should talk about the small slimes first. Now, even on hard mode, these baby blobs deal 0 damage. And the best they can do is push you around. So,
True,
clearly not our
true.
strongest mob. And the same could be said for the baby hoglins and baby zoglin variants. Now, even though these aren't as cute as the small slimes, they only deal about 0.75 HP per hit. And keep in mind, 1 HP is half a heart, so that's pretty pitiful. And to put that in perspective, even the llamas can do more damage than that. Granted, it's still only 1 HP, or half a heart, but at least you'll see that damage show up on your life bar. And as an added bonus, llamas are the only mob capable of damaging the player in peaceful mode.
Seriously?
Even wolves and bees can't do that. But
What?
as long as you don't hit the llama, they won't attack you, so it's still effectively 0.
Mhm.
Phantoms, on the other hand, are where we start to go from mildly annoying to just straight up annoying. These deal 3 hit points of damage on hard mode, but when up to 4 of them can spawn in a single night, that does start to add up. Though, as we'll see later in the video, these mobs are nowhere near the deadliest things that come out at night. And
Which
take the
means-
zombie for
which means it
instance.
doesn't-
Just a base level zombie with no tool or weapon can deal up to 4.5 hit points of damage in a single hit. That's 2.5 hearts each time that we get close, which is nothing to sneeze at. Though, speaking of sneeze, even the panda is stronger than
can't-
that. Sure enough, this neutral mob can deal up to 9 HP when it's aggressive. Granted, you need to find an aggressive panda variant, which isn't super common, but when you do, I suggest stepping back, especially before you get any armor. And I should mention, from this point on, you should be getting some armor, because the damage is about to get fierce. For
Okay.
instance, a skeleton that happens to pick up a power 5 bow can deal an average of 10 damage per hit.
5 hearts of damage?
wiped out
That's
just like that,
insane.
which is intimidating, but there's still a zombie that's stronger. See, this zombie villager can deal 10.5 hit points of damage. And how is that? Well, when curing a zombie villager on
think
hard mode,
that's-
it can get the strength to effect naturally. So even when you're on survival, you'd still have to deal with this
I
powerhouse.
think that's about 4.5
And
hearts of
10.5 is the
damage.
same amount of damage that an Enderman can do, which makes this no joke to deal with.
About
And what's even
4.5 hearts of
crazier, we're not
damage.
even halfway
So-
through the list. And the damage will only get even more intimidating as we continue.
And-
And to see that, we'll need to explore this ocean monument. In hard
Okay.
mode, one of these Elder Guardians can attack for 12 HP with its laser beam. Plus, it has natural
That thing can do
thorns that can
600
damage you for
damage
3
with its
points
laser
each
beam.
time
That's
you get hit,
insane.
which sounds like a lot,
Wow.
but for a mini boss, it's actually pretty humble.
Wow.
And to see why, we'll need to head to the Nether. Over here, you'll notice that just a piglin with a sword is capable of the same 12 damage per hit,
6 hearts
which
of
I think is
damage?
unfair, considering that if we were to use that same gold sword, we could only deal 4 hit points
2
of
hearts of
damage.
damage with
So
our-
clearly these porky pigs are better than us at sword fighting, but they're not better with a sword than these little Vexes. Now, they may not look it, but these little sprites can deal 13.5 hit points of damage when they attack. And again, to put that in perspective, that's more than double the amount of damage that we can deal with the same iron sword. Plus, they're much harder to kill, since they've got a small hitbox and they can fly through walls. But hey, at least they don't poison you,
5.5
since as we'll see with the cave spider, a poison effect can do a lot of the heavy lifting. Now at first, this mob only
I'm gonna try to explain like how much health or damage that they do. I'm gonna try to explain it for you guys.
deals 3 points of damage on impact, but over
Oh, so that thing does 1.5 hearts of damage, but over time it does 6. But over time, the poison effect causes you to go down 6 hearts.
time, that poison takes you down an additional 12.
Wow.
Meaning if you suffer the full effect, you'll be down just over 7 hearts of damage. And for a comparison, that's the same amount of damage that the Ender Dragon does with
The only what? Dude, that's insane. The Ender Dragon can do about. The Ender Dragon can do 12 and a half hearts with its melee attack. That's
the
insane.
melee attack. Yeah, I was surprised too. Both the cave spider and the Ender Dragon can deal 15 damage from a melee attack. Though I'd figure that the Ender Dragon's
got
knockback
launched.
is far more deadly than anything this cave spider can do.
Yeah.
But unlike the dragon, you can't use a water bucket to save yourself from a wither skeleton. Like the
can I-
cave spider, this is another case where a potion effect pushes the damage well over the top. Except here, it's a base attack of 12 with a bonus 5 hit points.
So that wither skeleton, if its sword when it right damages you, it does 6 hearts of damage plus 2.5 hearts with the wither effect.
points of wither damage over time, so you'll see the hurt much faster. Or you would if the wither effect didn't also blot out your health bar. With the Ravager, on the other hand, it's a lot more obvious. This Illager beast can deal a whopping 18 points of damage on
That thing with one hit can do over 9 hearts of damage. That's insane. 9 hearts of damage in one hit.
hard mode. That and some serious knockback while they're at it. And as one of the few mobs that can destroy blocks by charging into them, I'd say this is one of the more intimidating on the list. Though, even if that's true, they're still not even the deadliest mob that you face in a raid. Sure enough, this Vindicator right here can hit for 19.5 hits.
I'm pretty sure that thing does 13.5 hearts of damage. One hit.
Points of damage in a single hit. And folks, that takes us right down from full health to a half a heart.
Yeah,
but here's where things get
right.
wonky. Now, the Vindicator does that much damage with an iron axe, but a Piglin Brute can do all that and more with a golden axe. I know, it's unfair, but get a listen to this. Since it's possible to give a Piglin Brute an enchanted axe, these pigs can deal 24 points of damage with one hit for sharpness 5 gold.
He's saying that thing, he's saying that thing can do over 12 hearts? 12 hearts. Oh yeah, he's saying that thing can do 12 hearts of damage with the enchanted golden axe. Which, we have 20 HP, but in hearts, 20 HP equals 10 hearts. All you gotta do is whatever HP it is, divided by 2, and that's how many hearts you have. It might be confusing, but you guys can let me know in the comment section below, and you guys can ask me questions about it. Well, if the axe, what he said is with that axe, enchanted axe, whatever enchantment it has on it, can do over 12 hearts of damage. That's insane.
Golden axe. And that's overkill territory, folks.
Yeah.
In fact, it's so overkill that even if you were to give a zombie a sharpness 5 netherite axe, it would still deal less damage than a Piglin Brute, only dealing
Sharpness 5 with a netherite axe? That's insane.
22 HP compared to the Brute's 24.
What? So the zombie with the sharpness 5 netherite axe can only do 11 hearts of damage to you, which is only 1 heart of a difference. The Piglin Brute with the enchantment can do 12 hearts of damage, so there's just 1 heart of a difference. That's insane. And yeah, apparently these pigs are better than us at sword fighting,
Which
so
just makes no sense to me.
Yeah.
But luckily, we've got the golems to prove once again that iron is stronger than gold. Now, the weird thing about an iron golem is that it can deal damage variably.
What does that
So,
mean?
one hit might deal 11 HP, while another deals over 32 HP. And
11, which means that thing can do 5.5 hit points of damage one hit, and then the other hit deals 21. Wait, no, not 21. It deals. Ooh, you guys are gonna have to. It deals 32 divided by 2. Whatever that is, that's how much hearts it has. Yeah.
clearly, it's that higher end that you need to worry about, especially if you're a zombie. But we can still take it one further. See, that range gets bumped up when we add in a strength 2 effect. And with just one splash potion, we can make your iron golem deal up to a respectable 38 points of damage.
He's saying. Wait, hold on. He is saying that. Wait, hold on. I need like a phone. Hold on, guys. Wait, never mind. That's insane right there. Let me get my calculations out. Hold on, guys. I'll be right. Hold on, guys. My family's watching something on the TV, so we got. Hold on, guys. I'm gonna do the math real quick. Run eternity later. Alright, guys. Oh, man. I have this phone here and this calculator in case I don't know any answers. So, that Iron Golem with that one splash potion can deal over 19 hearts of damage. That's insane. Alright.
per hit, and that'll teach you to build your pillars 3 blocks tall instead of 2. Now we get to see the mob that I'm sure that many of you have been waiting to see, the new 1.19 Warden. And to its credit, this big bad can deal a lot of damage, with a melee attack that does 45 health when it hits.
45 health? How much is... Dude, that thing can do over 22 and a half hearts of damage. That's insane. 22 and a half hearts of damage? That's crazy. Oh man, that's insane. Oh man.
Which easily makes this the scariest mob you'll find down in the deep dark. But if you venture up to the not so deep dark, this creeper still reigns supreme. With a point blank explosion, a creeper can deal 64 hit points of damage on
If the creeper's explosion can do 32 hearts of damage. That's insane.
impact, which still blows the Warden out of the water, or Skulk, I guess. And honestly, it's just amazing to me that this basic mob still deals more damage than any of the bosses.
Seriously?
And
What?
you heard me right, the Creeper's explosion does more damage than the Wither, standing at 64 compared to just 8. However, the Wither's skulls do apply an extra Wither 2 effect, which accounts for another 40 points of damage.
Wait, so the Wither Skulls, whenever they hit you, do 4 hearts of damage with the extra which the extra Wither effect applies 20 hearts of damage away? Jeez.
Damage over time. But even then, the Creeper's explosion takes the crown. Or it would if there wasn't an even stronger explosion in the game. As it turns out, the explosion that happens when you spawn the Wither can deal 103 hit points of damage.
What? Let me do this. Let me do this math. The Wither's explosion does over 51 and a half hearts of damage to you. Are you serious? That's a lot of hearts of damage.
When you get hit. And not to mention the fact that you still have to fight the Wither after that, which is no treat either. Though, thanks to this glitch with the end fountain, we can negate all of that damage, even on hard mode. The charged Creeper, on the other hand, not so much. And as we pointed out in our video about what's the most damage possible in Minecraft, a charged Creeper can deal over 127 points of damage.
127? Hold on. That's insane. That's even more than the charged Creeper's explosion deals even more than a Creeper's explosion. The charged Creeper's explosion deals over 63 and a half hearts of damage. That's insane.
When it explodes point blank. That's the same as an end crystal, or needless to say, a whole bunch of damage. But rest assured, it's still not the most powerful mob in Minecraft. And for any Ender Dragon fans out there, you'll be happy to know that this settles the score. See, while the Ender Dragon only deals 15 points of damage with its melee attack, an Ender Dragon's Fireball can deal 180 HP. But the way that it does it, it's a little weird. See, this Dragon Breath deals 6 damage per second, and since
Sweet. So he's saying that Dragon's Breath, whenever you stand in it, does over 3 hearts of damage a second. That's still quite a bit.
persists for around 30 seconds, that makes this the second most powerful attack that a mob can do. But wait, if we talked about Creepers, the Warden, and even the Ender Dragon, then what's left? Well, you might be surprised to know that the strongest mob in Minecraft happens to be the Ghast. Now, that sounds ridiculous.
Yeah.
I mean, if you get hit by a Ghast Fireball, even in hard mode, it'll only do 6 damage on impact. And that's still true. But while it can't do that much damage to us, there's one mob in the game where if it gets hit by a Ghast Fireball, it'll take 1,000 points of damage. And that's, of course, the Ghast itself. Since Mojang wants it to be a guaranteed kill when you get the Return to Sender achievement, a Ghast Fireball, when hit back by the player, will hit a Ghast and only a Ghast for 1,000.
He's saying that literally, he's saying that if a gas shoots a fireball at you and you hit it back at the gas and hold on, let me explain that one more time. So if a fireball shoots if a gas shoots a fireball at you and you hit the gas back at the gas that shot the fireball at you, then whenever the gas gets hit by its own fireball, it does over 500 hearts of damage to the Ghast. That's insane. Yes, 1,000 HP equals 500 hearts of damage.
1,000 hit points of damage. And with that, folks, here's all of our data in a nice list, and these are the ones that would kill you in one shot. Folks, YouTube thinks that you might like this video.
Oh my. Guys, please like and subscribe, and bye.